Oh, bro, it's like a death in a family each time I see one of these things happen, man. I'm not gonna say I told y'all so, but well, I kind of did. You know what I mean? I covered this entire fiasco, boys and girls, but Black Beacon officially announced end of service about a little over an hour ago. Yeah, this is very, very, very fresh news. And I wanted to take a moment to kind of reflect on how this occurred because I saw it all in 4K HD. I was sponsored by them to cover their game on launch. And so I was a part of the launch disaster that this game had. Now, before I go into it, because I did make 2 videos going over the entirety of the subject, I was there for the apology, I was there for the communication, I was there for the disaster of the launch and all that. So I can provide some context here. But the crazy thing is, Black Beacon had a plethora of issues, but you want to know the issue that wasn't one of them? Well, it was the issue that caused Tribe 9 to end the service 9 months later. That joke is never not gonna be funny. I'm sorry. Oh, okay, collect yourself, bro. It's not time to joke. I think it's the same damn feature or fuck up that Stellasaur is gonna put Stellasaur in the grave, bro. And it's crazy because both these games had some greedy dumb shit in the corporate office who looked at some analytics on how lucrative gacha games could be in the very first month of their launch. Because if you don't know this already, a lot of these gacha games, if they have a successful launch, they can not only recoup all the money they put into the game in that first month, they could actually make a whopping colossal profit over recouping their money back too in the first month. And I think this research from a lot of developers in this space, or publishers probably, they're usually the ones that are hungry. In rare cases like Stellasaur, though, it's both the developer and the publisher making the game and marketing it. That said, though, I think they look at this and they go, holy shit, if we could just secure that, we're good. Regardless of whether the game succeeds, fails, or not, we could do it in that first month. Let's market the game. Let's get this going, yada, yada, yada. And then in that first month, right before we launch the game, let's get a little greedy and let's just like up the rates here and let's take a little bit of this away and then we're going to make all this. I feel like that's what goes in their head, bro. At least that's what it comes off as when you see these fuck ups and these complete like pivots in the opposite direction of what they were telling you before the launch. You see this shit occur on the launch. You're just like, whoa, what the fuck? What is this? That's what happened with Stellasaur, right? That's what happened with Tribe 9. And then it turns into a disaster really quick because, well, gamers aren't as dumb as you thought they were. I mean, a lot of the times they can be. To be fair here, guys, some of these gamers are dumber than a box of fucking rocks. But that said, there's a lot of cases where gamers are a bit more wiser than you may think. And so Black Beacon was actually a game that didn't have a greedy launch. Check this out. You can get 3 to 4 5-star standard characters with resources acquired over 2 weeks. 1 limited character guaranteed, even if you were to lose the 70-30. 2 5-star weapons for free. Every 4-star character acquired can buy copies of limited characters out of the shop like Wuwa. But then in addition to that, you can even buy 5-star limited weapons out of the shop from in-game mode resources. Standard wishes acquired for doing tutorials. So you know how you do tutorials in Wuthering Waves and Genshin, and they give you like fucking 20 primos or whatever, or stellar jades. In this game, they give you a whole ass summon for a tutorial of a character. Stamina reserve on launch. Most gachas cuck you on launch for this. Oh yeah, a lot of them do. Guaranteed weapon banner pity. 70-30 limited character pity. 70 pulls max, so it was a little bit down like Chaos Hero Nightmare. Wuwa's 80 and Genshin's 90. Skins given for free to multiple characters, including the limited 5-star characters on launch. Battle pass given 5-star weapon selector and a 4-star weapon selector. So when you like look at this and you just compare it to the competitive monetary incentives from games like Wuthering Waves, Genshin Impact, and all these other gacha games, they were obviously taking a look at them, using them as a reference point, and then making more competitive free-to-play monetary incentives. It was not a shit and greedy launch. That's the whole case I was making right here. But this is actually what put them in the dirt. And this is how I'm going to tie this in. Before we go into it, though, I want to talk to you guys about, like, actually, I don't even want to talk to you guys. I want to talk to these fucking developers and publishers. You might think, Smack, they don't watch your content. Yes, they do. Now, I know I got haters. In fact, a lot of creators got haters. A lot of these morons in this space are like, these guys, their egos are out of this earth. They actually think these people care about what they say or watch them and stuff. Brother man, I have met a lot of these people on these trips. teams behind these teams, they do watch us. They are fans. I've met, and I'm not even exaggerating here, I've met like 7, not several, 7, literally 7 different people from different teams that say they watch my content. And these are the people that I met in Germany, in Japan, and in China. I remember I traveled a lot here in these past couple of months. These people do watch our shit. They take down notes. They listen to all the feedback. They listen to all the criticism. Yeah, they do. They do actually watch our content. And so with that in mind, I want to talk to these people if they're watching this and try to provide feedback for preventative measures on future games that you're launching. One of the worst fucking things that you guys could do is get greedy right before a launch happens and change up your monetary model the way Stellasora did. That completely butchers the fucking trust of the market you're trying to capture, especially over here in the Western demographic in particular. Way more cutthroat, that type of shit. But not only does it do that, you're a gacha company, most of you are at least, and you already have a shit predatory reputation in the dirt. Imagine when you launch and then secure that. But the other thing, and this is the one that put Black Beacon in the dirt. Sorry, a lot of them are a lot of games be getting put in the dirt these days. This one is a lot of the sentiment over here in the West. I don't give a fuck if it's true or not. I'm just sharing the sentiment. They view a lot of Chinese developers and publishers as treating us like second-class citizens. This is a common sentiment over here. It really is. Regardless of whether it's true or not, know that that is a common narrative for a lot of people over here. And so when you drop a game and you treat one side of the hemisphere different than you do the other side, it's only going to feed into that narrative, true or not, true or false. This is what actually caused the demise of Black Beacon, because what happened is they gave us no communication, no compensation for days on end. Now, it eventually came. It did eventually come. But for days on end, there was no communication and no compensation. And let me tell you how it went down here, boys. There was no PC client. Dumbest thing you can do, you immediately butcher a large portion of your market capture by just not having a PC fucking client. Now, the only way to play games on PC was to use Google Play Store app. Wonky as fuck. I mean, my brother, what are we doing here? The game would auto log you out, and it did. I remember this was annoying. If you tried to use popular third-party clients like BlueStacks or an LD emulator. And so you didn't have your own client. You had to go to fucking Google Play Store to play the game. You couldn't play it on BlueStacks or LD emulator, which a lot of people do. I'm not the biggest fan of them, but they do work. You didn't have a PC client. It's like you're just like straight up closing doors to get people to play the game. In the game, as I say of a lot of these games, Stellasora, Tribe 9 in this game, you guys don't have the fucking torch. Everybody in the gacha space is not looking forward to playing your game. They're looking forward to playing games like Arknight's fucking Infield, Ananta, Azir Premilia. Azir Premilia kind of fell off, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna say they're looking forward to it. It's kind of like eager, but you get my point. A lot of the games that they're looking forward to, they actually have the torch of Spotlight. You guys did not, and this is problematic. And so I'm explaining to you guys briefly the disaster of a launch, and then I'm going to explain to you how it just went downhill. You couldn't log into the game from the phone for a number of days. It was bugged. Bear in mind, I had a sponsorship deadline during all of this too, and I literally couldn't play the fucking game. And when I tried to record, when I finally could, it was just too laggy. They fixed, but when you logged in, super buggy, laggy, glitchy experience. That's what I just said. They fixed it after a number of days. Game performed smoothly with minimal bugs. Pre-registration rewards were gone. They eventually fixed it. So let's just stop right here. Yeah, so a lot of people who pre-registered for the game logged into the game and the pre-registration rewards were gone. They weren't even there. The milestones, every gacha company does it. That shit was just completely gone. And it was there on the very first day, but then it was gone immediately the following days. So you're trying to see how this starts to like just pile on top of each other in terms of a disaster. And you already know gacha players are bitchy by default. Imagine when you give them a reason to bitch. Holy shit, you're cooked. In summary, this launch was a legit shit show for anyone who played the game. 7 to 14 days of a scuffed experience for global. Total compensation, 40 standard banner pools, stamina refresh times 10, and some mats. China experienced a similar launch shit show, but actually not as bad due to global being the guinea pig for their launch. China gets a whole apology letter, a free 5-star selector, 20 standard pools, and 10 limited pools on top of the other launch incentive already planned in pre-register rewards, all given to them bundled in a gift box. And so this was what caused the demise of Black Beacon. You know, it's funny when I'm going over all of this stuff, it's never because the games are inherently bad. It's rarely ever because, oh, it's just a shit game. I've seen the most dog shit gacha games make crazy amounts of money, bro. Like, bro, I'll never forget. I saw a fucking a Gundam gacha game. That shit literally looked like it could be inserted and ported straight into Super Nintendo. It looked and performed that bad in 2025. And this fucking game was making like $300,000 a month and shit. I'm like, bro, you Gundam nerds are so down bad. It's crazy. But I say this to say it's rarely ever in disservice and a failure of a game because the game is not good to the demographic they were trying to capture. It's always because of the fucking management behind the game during the launch window. That's it. It's like if the launch window goes bad, you are fucking cooked. But here's the funny thing. The Western side of the hemisphere and the Eastern side of the hemisphere, you know, guys, like the duality of this is very fascinating. Different people have different preferences. That's the best way to put it. Different strokes for different folks. And Westerners right now with Chaos Zero Nightmare, we are loving the shit out of the game, regardless of the political shit that's going on in Korea, valid or not. We just like the gameplay loop. We like the replay value. We don't care about anything else. We're enjoying the game. And so regardless of CZN's reputation in Korea, it still can do very well because the Western demographic is loving it. And so it's very important that you launch with, first of all, you need to try and launch with the exact same launch for both China and global, or Japan and global. Stop doing this whole we launch here and we launch later there, because every time this happens, not only is it a disaster because communication is already kind of rocky, but then it's also it's shit because you get you set up elitists perfectly to push all of the, I wouldn't even say non-elitists or sweats or casuals. They just push everybody away because they do their fucking garbage ass know-it-all narrative. And nobody wants to hear that shit. Nobody wants to hear somebody telling them how to play a game. Oh, well, actually, I've been playing for 3 months. And so that's another horrible way to get these games launched. And I mean, if you just take that away and then you communicate properly when things are buggy, the way Wuthering Waves did and a lot of these other games, you can still redeem a shit launch. Now, that's a whole nother conversation in and of itself, because I don't think you should ever be launching these games as early and as fucked up as these games are when you do launch them. But I also understand the business. I also understand behind the scenes the deadlines from these investors. I know that they push a lot of you guys and they say, I don't give a fuck if it's not done. This is the deadline. We're not paying any more after this. Drop it now or fuck off. And that's probably a sad reality, because those same corporate fucking morons are probably the people fucking up your monetary incentives. And to you, this game is your fucking son. It's your child. But to them, it's just a dime a dozen. They don't give a fuck about whether your game fails or not. It's just another statistic and experimentation. They got fucking 50 different investments in 50 different games. And so it's a very sad reality every time I see this type of stuff occur. Now, I did want to pull this up because I wanted people to understand Black Beacon, the whole team eventually got on the internet, straight up apologized to Global because everybody started saying these guys treat us like second-class citizens. They're fucking racist or prejudiced, yada, yada. The internet was popping off on Black Beacon. They got on the internet, put out a whole entire like dev letter saying, sorry, this is actually what happened. We had 2 different publishers. A publisher for global, a publisher for China. The communication was off. Honestly, it was a perfect excuse. A lot of people didn't buy it, but it did kind of check out. And they gave all of the compensation that they gave over to China to global as well. They had communicated as well as they could. Unfortunately, though, they were a day late and $1 short on this communication. Like I said, 17 to 14 days of all kinds of shit. I get it, though. They must have been like... It must have been a hectic office, and all they were worried about is just trying to fix all of the shit show problems that they had. But this is pretty much, in a nutshell, what led to the eventual demise of Black Beacon. As you can see, guys, once all of that happens, there's little to no audience left that still wants to continue playing your game. Now, there are gamers out there who are very forgiving and just they enjoy slop every day. They enjoy McDonald's for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And these gamers, luckily for developers and publishers, will still stick around and play your games. Unfortunately, a lot of other people, especially in the market today, the climate today is crazy for gaming. These motherfuckers dropping these games like care packages in Call of Duty, bro. So like, if you're fucking up your game, we just go play something else, man. You know what I mean? It is unfortunate. I think that pretty much concludes all of my thoughts. I may have left out a bit more, but it's unfortunate because you see another gacha. It really does feel bad when you see another game announced into service. I think Stella Sora is not too fall from the from its brothers. Okay, his brothers being Tribe 9 and now Black Beacon. Stella Sora, I think you are next, and I think that shit is well deserved. That bullshit y'all tried to pull off on launch, go fuck yourself, bro. Some of these other gacha slop addicts may be like, oh, you're still a good game. Fuck you know, fuck that game, brother. That game is cooked in another 6 months too, bro. Anyways, that's gonna wrap it up. Peace, love, and happiness. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys on the flip side.